Celebrating your 4th birthday in hospital doesn't sound like much fun, but it helps when a bunch of celebrities sing your favourite song to cheer you up. That's what happened to Tharnicaa. But the most important part of this extra special video was at the end.
Happy birthday, Tharnicaa. I miss you. I love you, Tharnicaa.
While Tharnicaa was in hospital in Perth with her mum, her dad and big sister Kopika were still in detention over here on Christmas Island. That's because the Muruhapan family are asylum seekers. That's someone who leaves their country because they believe it's unsafe. That might be because of war or violence or bad treatment, because of their ethnicity, religion or political views. Once they arrive in a new country, governments have to work out if they're in genuine need of protection, because seeking asylum is a human right and international law. And if they are, they can be granted refugee status, which may allow them to stay for good. While they wait, our government's policy is to send asylum seekers to live in community detention, where they have more freedoms, or detention centres on mainland Australia or offshore. And it can take some time. Asylum seekers can be detained for several months or several years. Tharnicaa's parents, Nadez and Priya, came here by boat from Sri Lanka, a country that at the time had just gone through decades of civil war. They were given permission to live in the community of Biloela in Queensland for a while, and it's where Tharnicaa and Kopika were born. But in 2018, the government decided they weren't genuine refugees who needed protecting, and the family was taken from their home and sent to a detention centre in Victoria and later Christmas Island. They've been fighting in court ever since to try to come back to mainland Australia. And when Tharnicaa got really sick recently and had to be flown to Perth, lots of people came out to support them.
Let them stay! Let them in!
One of the reasons people are so upset is because Tharnicaa and Kopika are now the only kids in detention in Australia. And studies show that can impact a kid's health and well-being.
This family should be sent to Biloela. That's the easiest option.
But some reckon it's not so easy. The government says it has to try to discourage people from arriving by boat because it's really dangerous. And the people running the boats, known as people smugglers, make money off it. Which is why the government usually sends anyone that arrives here by boat without permission to a detention centre. It also says it is safe for the family to go home to Sri Lanka, and it can't make an exception just for them. For now though, Australia's Immigration Minister has made an exception. Tharnicaa's dad and big sister have been allowed to come and live temporarily in Perth too, while she gets better.
Today I've made a compassionate decision to obviously reunite the family in Perth and allow them to live in the community while all remaining matters are heard.
This process makes me happy again.
Everyone was feeling very uplifted that the family were all together again.
But until their future is decided, the story of the Muruhapan family isn't over.